Right now at noon, the National Weather Service giving an update on the number of tornadoes that touched down in Wisconsin Wednesday. Plus, the Senate approving billions of dollars of spending cuts to foreign aid and public broadcasting. This is News 3 Now at noon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Josh Breiter. Right now, storm cleanup continues as the National Weather Service surveys the hardest hit communities. The National Weather Service now confirming 6 tornadoes touched down in Wisconsin Wednesday, 3 in Dodge County, 1 in Dane County, another in Iowa County, and 1 in Juneau County. The survey team says an EF0 tornado touched down about 3 miles southwest of Hustisford in Dodge County. This was near the intersection of County Road E and West Hillcrest Road. It reached wind speeds of up to 70 miles per hour. Crews will be cleaning up some of this damage from yesterday's tornado that touched down near Sauk City. The National Weather Service says its survey crews will be looking at damage just like this today. Locals are now missing roofs and some of their trees are also down, but they are grateful the damage wasn't any worse.
But amazingly, we have electricity and the water works. The internet even works. With all of this, can you believe it? God saved us. We're alive.
Some neighbors also opening up their homes for others to stay in right now. One Dodgeville family faced major damage right in their front yard. Roger Irvin says the storms hit them directly, knocking down at least 27 trees. Irvin says his family planted every tree on the property and he's heartbroken to see them gone.
Depressing. It was a lot of work going in to try to save these trees and to see them down. And I know that's part of that's nature, but it was sad. We have some really strong trees, a good diversity of trees.
You can find more of our storm coverage by visiting channel3000.com. You'll find all of the images and videos sent to us from News 3 Now viewers across southern Wisconsin. Let's continue our First Warn coverage now with meteorologist Blaze Keller, and those crews are out still surveying that damage at this hour, Blaze.
That's right. My mom there in Dodge County, that was just my stepdad. They just finished wrapping up the survey assessment on their house, so they're going to continue to move through Iowa County. So folks, while we have 2 ratings right now, we're going to allow the National Weather Service to fully assess the damage, and that could take a little bit of time, but hopefully we get a little bit more clarity on some of these tornado ratings today. I also did want to point out that a tornado was rated EF0 outside of Beaver Dam. This was likely on the ground for just a minute, and it had maximum winds of 65 miles per hour. So again, as of now, we only have 2 ratings, 2 EF0s in Dodge County. The remaining tornado damage, as I mentioned, is still being assessed. Right now, crews are in Iowa County. And a big thank you to the National Weather Service men and women behind the scenes who helped myself and Alex relay the severe weather yesterday. We can't do it without them. And also a big shout out to our storm chaser friend, Vince Walty. The good news is we are quiet today. Quiet conditions on Radar 3000. If we take a live look, this would be, we're looking at cloudy conditions. We're at 64 in Dane County. Current temperatures across southern and central Wisconsin. We're in the low to mid 60s, and it is not going to be a hot and humid day today, but these clouds are going to take their time moving on out of here. Concerts on the Square got moved to today. That begins at 7. Myself and Jalen Banks will be there starting at 4. Bring the jacket because it is much cooler out today, not as humid. So it is going to be a very pleasant Concerts on the Square. That begins at 7 o'clock tonight. Josh, we'll take a look at if we have any more rain chances in the forecast for the rest of this week, including this weekend, and what our temperatures will be like as well. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
Kind of feels like fall out there today.
It does. I was a little shocked. I almost grabbed my jacket.
Yeah, I needed the long sleeve this morning for sure.
Yeah. It's definitely cooler out.
All right, Blaze, we'll see you for main weather in just a few minutes. Well, right now, authorities in Lincoln, Nebraska are working to confirm if the body in the backseat of a crashed car is Dorinda Segenbrecht. The 67-year-old Dodgeville woman disappeared from her home on Monday. This afternoon, a Dodgeville man is in custody. Law enforcement says while the woman has not been identified, she does match Segenbrecht's description. State Patrol spotted her car in Nebraska after she went missing from her home. Law enforcement says they tried to make a traffic stop, but the driver and man in custody, 23-year-old Gavin Thompson, took off. They say he led troopers on a high-speed chase and crashed into a creek. When troopers searched the vehicle, they found a woman dead in the back seat. Investigators believe the woman died before the crash.
Investigative teams are not just responding to a crime. We're responding to a moment that has shaken the soul of our county. This was a random act of violence.
The Iowa County Sheriff's Office has sent several deputies to Nebraska to support the investigation. To Washington now, where senators have voted 51-48 to slash around $9 billion worth of previously approved funding for foreign aid and public broadcasting. Republicans Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins joining with Democrats to oppose the measure, sounding the alarm over the impact to local public radio and TV stations.
For many families, public television is one of their only early childhood education tools. We shouldn't be pulling the rug out of these children.
The overwhelming majority of CPB's funding flows to NPR and PBS, entities that have drifted far from their original mission and now serve as megaphones for partisan left-wing activism.
The measure now has to go back to the House for a final vote before the Friday deadline. President Trump is slamming some of his own supporters who say he should release more records from the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking investigation. A year ago, Trump and his allies helped spread conspiracy theories surrounding Epstein. Now the president says anyone demanding more information are weaklings and stupid.
It's all been a big hoax. It's perpetrated by the Democrats, and some stupid Republicans and foolish Republicans fall into the net.
Some Republicans are urging a special counsel to be appointed to look into the Epstein matter. When asked about that on Wednesday, the president said he has, quote, nothing to do with it, end quote. Coming up next on News 3 Now noon, how much money someone is shelling out for a piece of Mars, plus back-to-school shopping returns, what Americans are expected to spend on this year.
President Trump claimed on social media that he may have persuaded Coca-Cola to begin using real cane sugar in its namesake soft drink, though so far Coca-Cola has not confirmed it. In a statement to CBS News, a company spokesperson responded, "We appreciate President Trump's enthusiasm for our iconic Coca-Cola brand. More details on new innovative offerings within our Coca-Cola product range will be shared soon." Someone is shelling out a lot of green for a piece of the red planet. According to Sotheby's, an unidentified bidder has purchased the largest piece of Mars on Earth for more than $5 million. Sotheby's believes the 54-pound chunk came from a meteorite that was likely dislodged from the planet in an asteroid strike. The space rock was discovered in the Sahara Desert 2 years ago. And back-to-school shopping has already begun. A new survey from the National Retail Federation finds 67% of consumers have already started hitting stores, up from 55% last year. More than half of those surveyed said concerns over tariffs drove their decision to buy early, while 82% said they plan their shopping around big July sales events at retailers like Amazon, Target, and Walmart. The National Retail Federation predicts Americans will spend more than $128 billion this year on back-to-school shopping. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Jesse Mitchell.
Here's the stock report at the noon hour. The Dow is up 126 points, NASDAQ up 162, and the S&P 500 up 25. Pam has the farm report next, and Blaze returns with the first warn forecast, and later on Live at 4, what a new study says about kids' health in the U.S. compared to its peer countries. Welcome back. Let's check in now with Pam Yankee for the Midwest Farm Report. Farm Babe, I was down in Greene County for the Greene County Fair this morning, and they sent me off in style from Decatur Dairy. I got some cheese curds, of course, from master cheesemaker Steve Stetler, so big shout out to them. It was a fun morning.
Yeah, good man, good man. Master cheesemaker in those cheese curds, one of the only in the world, so good for you. Of course, the Greene County Fair kind of continues as best they can with the way the weather is. Fond du Lac County got rained out last night with their truck tractor pull, which is part of the reason why I'm talking today about how fairs try to protect themselves from adverse weather. Robert Holmes is the president of Spectrum Weather and Specialty Insurance, and he focuses all of his attention on trying to help county fairs mitigate some of the losses that they face when severe weather, like what happened yesterday around Wisconsin, ruins their truck tractor pull, ruins the concert, whatever event they might have going. He said you have to remember that they have to generate money to keep the fair going, and it's not just through general admission tickets, it's not through sponsorship, it's also through those special events they set up, the concerts, truck and tractor pull, demo derby. He says some fairs are spending about $40,000 to get those events in place for your entertainment. They're hoping they'll be able to cover what they've invested and maybe cut come ahead a little bit. When the weather gets involved, that's something they can't change. So he says a lot of fairs are taking a look at that type of insurance to make sure that they don't lose everything. Like I said, we've got the Greene County Fair down in Monroe that runs through the weekend. We've also got the Fond du Lac County Fair in Fond du Lac. Don't forget, Dane County Fair gets underway today at the Alliant Energy Center grounds. Want to invite all my tractor driving buddies to join me. Farm Babe Boogie Tractor Parade coming back on Saturday. Have your tractors ready to parade no later than 11 a.m. in the back parking lot of the Alliant Energy Center grounds. No cost. I'll buy you lunch. Make sure that you have admission to the fair and everybody that's with you, and we'll give people a great opportunity to see those tractors up close. Farm Babe Boogie Tractor Parade, all are welcome, no matter your ride. 11 a.m. Saturday morning, have them all in place and ready to parade. Barrel cheese today was unchanged. 40-pound block cheese in Chicago up a penny and a half at $1.64. The AA butter also unchanged today, $2.53 a pound. Yeah, it's like I said, weather notwithstanding, at least the temperatures, Josh, are going to be super outstanding for people that want to make their way back out to any of the county fairs in our area.
Yeah, and I know the farmers that I talked to this morning were super happy. Like, they'll throw on a sweatshirt to be comfortable at that time. And, of course, the animals, too. That heat and humidity,
for sure.
That's a lot.
Yeah, very true, very true. It gives them a break and chance to rebuild some of the body fat and that they might have melted off during that heat.
Sure does. Well, hey, I've got an extra bag for you over here. So if you're hungry for some cheese curds, I got you covered, Farm Babe.
Always. Thanks, buddy.
Yep. Have a great afternoon. Well, hey, as Pam mentioned, the Dane County Fair also underway right now at the Alliant Energy Center. Today is Hometown Hero Day, which means military and first responders get in for free. Meanwhile, admission for those 12 years and older is $15. It's $10 for those 6 through 11. For kids 5 and under, admission is free. The carnival part of the fair will open this afternoon at 1 o'clock and noon Friday through Sunday. Concerts on the Square returns tonight after getting postponed by yesterday's severe weather. The concert will take place at the same time as usual, 7 o'clock. The theme this week is Mozart and Mahler, featuring performances from harpist Joanna Weinholtz and WCO principal flutist Brandon LePage. Just like on regular concert days, you can begin setting your blankets on the King Street corner lawn at 3 this afternoon. Well, hey, much cooler and calmer today. Thankfully, meteorologist Blaze Keller can breathe a sigh of relief after yesterday. You were already wall-to-wall by this time in the broadcast.
I was going to say, I know you and I were talking before this time yesterday, kind of guessing when that severe weather was going to ignite, and I was hoping it would be after the noon, but Mother Nature had a different plan in store for us. Obviously, we saw how yesterday played out. Today's going to be much more quiet. It is cloudy now, but we will start to see some sunshine here as we go into later parts of the day. Tonight is going to be cooler. You may want to give the AC a break and open up the windows as temperatures will dip into the low to mid 50s with certainly lower humidity. You can feel that already out there thanks to these northerly winds. And then as we look ahead to the weekend, we are looking at more rain to move back into parts of central and southern Wisconsin. So what's going on today? Well, usually following a low pressure system, a high pressure system moves on in. It's all about a balancing act. And that's what's happening today. That high pressure system is going to move on in and clear out that cloud cover as we head further into the afternoon hours. Winds are going to remain out of the northeast, so they're going to bring down that cooler, more comfortable air in time for, say, concerts on the Square, beginning a little after when we have Future Track stopped here at 6:30, so beginning at 7, but as Josh mentioned, you can be out there as early as 3. It is going to be a pleasant afternoon. It is going to be a little bit maybe wet on the ground, so just keep that in mind. But that high pressure system keeps us quiet as we go overnight. Again, expecting low to mid 50s tonight, low humidity. Give the AC a break because winds turn back out of the south as we head further into Friday. That's going to help bring back a little bit of that moisture and then bring us that chance for some showers and maybe a few thunderstorms as we head into Saturday. Josh had mentioned already that the concerts on the Square has been moved to 7 o'clock tonight. And when looking at the forecast, we'll hang out in those mid to upper 60s right around when the concert begins. And as that music is beginning to wrap on up, mid to low 60s underneath, mostly clear to mostly sunny conditions. Again, bring a jacket. It does feel like fall outside. A very nice, not humid day as we begin to wrap up the work week. Now let's jump ahead to Saturday. This is when we're looking at that rain chance. It's going to be moving in behind this high pressure system. It's not super organized. It's just kind of maybe some little bits of energy moving through the atmosphere, not anticipating much in the way of severe weather threats. Obviously, if that were to change, we'll of course let you know. But this doesn't look very organized, and that moves on out of here as we go into Saturday night. Further into Sunday, we are looking at drier conditions, which is obviously some good news as well. In terms of rain, we're looking at maybe an additional half an inch to an inch in some spots, inch and a half in isolated spots over the next 7 days. This is going to be accounting for rain chances as we go into next week as well. So even beyond the weekend, we are anticipating more rain, as you'll see that here in just a moment. But actually, Wisconsin, we don't really need a whole lot of rain. Latest drought conditions, which is released today, does show that we have really scaled back not only the abnormally dry conditions, but also those moderate drought conditions as well. In fact, it's just in Kenosha County that we find the less than 0.5% of Wisconsin underneath those moderate drought conditions, 0.14% of Wisconsin to be exact. So that is some good news. We made some great improvements on the drought. Now we can kind of dry out a little bit. But Mother Nature, she has different plans for us. We're going to have some rain chances next week, but no alert days in the forecast right now. That is some good news, some peace of mind for folks and communities across southern Wisconsin picking up today. And thankfully, we still have not heard of any serious injuries or fatalities. And I continue to hope that we do not hear anything of that nature.
Couple days of 70s, I think we'll take after all that.
Yes, for sure.
All right, Blaze, thank you. Well, today Howard is working on a recipe that will take your taste buds to Hawaii.
Since many of us will find ourselves traveling this summer, I thought I'd share one of my favorite things to do when visiting a new place. It's eating like a local. You know, going to places that aren't necessarily fancy, but have the best local fare. In fact, this past year, we actually assembled our favorite recipes from across the country in a new cookbook. It's called the Ultimate Recipes Across America Cookbook. And today, I want to share a chicken recipe with you that's from Hawaii, which is perfect for this time of year. We begin by rubbing a split chicken with a dry rub that we've thrown together using a few basic spices. Now, we roast the chicken on a wire rack in a 400-degree oven. To make our chicken really moist and flavorful, we'll turn it and baste it every 10 minutes. As for the basting sauce, that's simply a combination of pineapple juice, soy sauce, ketchup, sherry, brown sugar, and ginger. One bite, and it's no wonder why this is so popular on the Big Island. Between the juicy meat and the tropical Asian-inspired glaze, this chicken is downright irresistible. To get the recipe for what we call Hawaii's Huli Chicken, simply visit our website or pick up a copy of the cookbook. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a
Huli Huli way
for you to say. Ooh, it's so good. What else can you play?
After the break, we'll introduce you to our Pet of the Week from the Dane County Humane Society. Time for Potentially Yours on a Thursday afternoon. Lisa Bernard from the Dane County Humane Society is here with our special Pet of the Week. Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Miss Chili.
Chili.
I do. I have chili here.
It's chilly outside.
Yes, it is.
Tell us about her.
I was going more for like a sweet chili.
Oh, okay.
She's a sweetheart.
She is.
So Chili is she's almost 13. Okay. But she still has a lot of energy, as we've been seeing here. She's curious. Oh, that hot dog went the wrong way.
Excuse me.
She likes hot dogs.
Okay.
She's super sweet, super friendly. She came to us in early July.
Okay.
Her home life was a little more rambunctious than she would have liked.
Okay.
So she's looking for a home with no small kids.
Okay.
More of a retirement home that she could explore with her new best family.
Yeah.
He's going to spoil her with lots of loves. We heard she does well at the groomer.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
So, what does that mean? But she's just very sweet, very friendly. Gets a little cutesy here where she's digging into me.
She acts much younger than 13.
And I love that we're showing off some of the older members of the Humane Society that deserve some love.
Yes.
So we need to find Chili a nice little home, don't we?
Yes, we do.
So while she's been with us, she did have some teeth removed, and then she also had 3 benign mammary tumors removed, which is great. I know we're talking about
Very
you.
vocal. Yes.
Her vocal is so cute. So cute.
that.
All right, Lisa. Well, thank you so much for introducing us to Chili. We're going to find Chili at home.
Yes.
Hey, here's your reminder. Register for Camp Wildside's Family Camp at Dane County Humane Society. This is a 4-hour experience filled with fun nature and wildlife-related activities. Family Camp is open to children 4 years and older, and their parents or family. Family Camp offers 2 Sunday sessions. You can learn more about that on their website. Good news on last week's pet.
Yay!
Colbert, the 6-month-old lab mix, has been adopted. We knew that would happen.
Yes, he was
so if you're
sweet.
interested in adopting Chili or checking out the other animals at DCHS, just go to giveshelter.org.
And it's going to be a quiet rest of the day. Come visit myself and Jalen at Concerts on the Square later this evening. Bring a jacket. We stay quiet for Friday.
Thanks for joining us today at noon. Again, we're back with Concerts on the Square coverage live at 4 and always on channel3000.com.